PDP, is it zoning their ticket or what? The zoning committee that sat to zone that thing was Autumn. I think Sheyi Makinde was among also. And they decided to zone their ticket, to leave it open, not to zone it anywhere. So anybody who wanted to even contest would have been able to. Example Obi, if he didn't leave the party. That's number one. Now, secondly, please, Obi did not win 2023 general elections. Thank God we just heard Sokomba that just spoke now before us. Obi did not win 2020 general elections. He couldn't even get the spread. He had overwhelming votes in some sectors of the country, sections of the country rather. He was doing less than 5% in Kebbi, for goodness sake. Sokomba just mentioned what's the name of his running mate? Dati Babamed. Couldn't even his polling unit. So this, when we're speaking on some things, let's not try to rewrite the hand of history so that it will suit our narrative. Water under the bridge is water under the bridge. Obi needs alliances, serious alliances going into 2027. If he's to clinch any tickets in that ADC self. As it is right now, it is only Atiku that is his friend in the north. It is only Atiku that is his friend in the north.
Okay, thank you. Are you done? Okay, so let me just make...
Sorry, co-host, please let me quickly say something here. He mentioned about zoning committee, PDP zoning.
I don't think there's any issue with what he said, Sha. What Uncle Didi said was straightforward, I guess. So is there any point to
No. There is a difference between zoning committee and the constitution of the party. Are you trying to tell me the zoning committee the decision is above the constitution of the party? Is that what you are trying to tell me?
Sorry, guys, I don't want us to drag over unnecessary arguments. Obi did not win. He did not win. Obi needs allies in the north. Obi needs allies in the north. There's nothing to argue about. He didn't win. That you say he won doesn't mean he won. He didn't win. Let's not argue over things. What I'm doing here is to look forward. What is the pathway? What is the pathway for Obi to become president or a Southerner to become president? You need allies in the north. And my argument has been simple. That time and time again, the South has put skin in the game for the north. The South did it in 1979. Even Tinubu did it for Buhari in 2015. Do you know what it means for someone who had won 3 times? 2003, 2007, 2011. He could not even win one single state in the South. Obasanjo used propaganda against Buhari in 2003 and 2003. PDP used propaganda against him in 2007. PDP used propaganda against him in 2011. But in 2023, despite the kind of projections they had made about Buhari, Tinubu and Southwest politicians were able to sell. Do you know what it means to come and sell that Buhari is the savior in a Lagos state and in one Lagos state? Do you guys understand the kind of psychological operations APC did? For a Buhari that everybody knows his history, a coup plotter, someone that is selfish to the core, but he sold him as a messiah. And you people bought it hook, line, and sinker. And you guys are telling me someone like Obi that does not have the baggage Buhari has, that Atiku and all these northern politicians, they are angry. They can't do it for him. Even, let's leave Obi, they can't do it for an Amici. Guys, let's be serious, I beg. Let's be serious. We're not saying Obi. Does Obi fail because he didn't do that? And I agree with you. But I'm saying the coalition, this is the work of the coalition. And the coalition is even too late. If I think that they even started this coalition business too late, there's no time. Yeah. Tinubu is marshalling his plan every bloody day. Tinubu, the only thing inside is politics. So as he wakes up in the morning, he eats amala. He'll call he's called the chief of staff. What's his name? Bajamila.
Baja.
Where are we?
Bajabi.
He'll call some, he doesn't call someone. Where are we? He'll call Ribadu. Ribadu, where are we with the game plan? If, like, say they kill some people in Jos, Tinubu does not care for now. He doesn't care whether they kill. In fact, maybe they kill 500 people for Benue. He no care. Every day, Tinubu looking at his plan. Are we on track? He'll call Fubara. Oh boy, have you started with Wike? I don't want to hear stories because he needs reverse money. You're saying what they call administrator go buy CCTV 24 billion. That's small money. He needs more than 24 billion. I'm sure administrator is going to need to build a new government complex, means 100 billion. He needs money to fund his campaigns in the south, south, and southeast. So when we come here, I've listened to everybody's argument, and I still say it again that if we run Atiku and Obi, it is history repeating itself, and he will not win. It's not about me not liking Tinubu. It's me looking at Nigeria's history. I'm saying you guys just open our history. You can see it clearly. Anytime we make this action, this happens. And it's not. I'm not a prophet. It is what Nigeria is. Tinubu will beat them, not because Nigerians will vote Tinubu, because Tinubu will use the opportunity to rig. And I give an example. Obasanjo. And it's funny, people are making me laugh. Obasanjo beat Ojukwu in Anambra in 2003. What do you think the argument then was? At least that was the first time I voted. Oh, but it was simple. We have to vote Ojukwu. They just told him, oh, but you're not voting Ojukwu. It's not his time. It is what? It is not his time. In 2007, Yar'Adua beat Ojukwu in Anambra again. Oh, well, I said, oh, bro, town, yeah. In 1993, when they were voting, when they were doing this election, people were saying, I vote Konya outside again. That we're going to vote for Tofa again after Babangida and Buhari. All these sentiments come into play. And I'm telling you guys here today that all I'll need to do is to go back when this kind of event happened. What did history do? And history is clear. You look at this guy from Jos, from Plateau State, telling you, oh boy, I'm in Plateau. Forget that they are killing people in Plateau and in Benue. They are what? Compared to Atiku, they don't have a problem voting for Tinubu. Despite the fact that he just told us today that 70 people died in Plateau. I've lived in Plateau. I've lived in Benue. Oh, look, I didn't live in Benue. I used to go to Benue. But I've stayed in Plateau. Clearly, and I'll say it again, if his article will be Tinubu, for me, when you talk of the North, I look at the North Central as key to this election. What are North Central people saying? If you don't win the North Central, you cannot be president. There's no president that has been elected since 1999, been elected that didn't win in North Central. And to me, there are 3 North Central states that are key. Plateau, Benue, Nasarawa, you can add Niger. But you see these 2 states, Plateau and Benue, they are the states with the biggest voting bloc. And I keep on asking myself every day, every time, if Atiku and Obi won. Dogo, why do you
Odogu,
guys
let
like
him finish his
interrupting?
point.
And let him speak now.
Mute your
Why you
Hey,
guys like
mic. Odogu,
interrupting?
mute your mic. Let him
hey,
finish his
Odogu.
point.
Now, wow.
You are giving false information.
When he's done, you can counter it. Let him finish.
You guys like interrupting. There are 3 North Central states that are key for me: Plateau, Nasarawa, and Benue. You need to get 60 to 70% of the votes available in those 3 states to be sure that you will win the North Central. Because Kogi will normally vote one way, Kwara will normally vote one way, Niger, more often than not, they vote one way. But for Plateau, Benue, and you need 70% of those votes. Can Atiku and Obi get those votes? I don't think so, because the history does not say they can. Tinubu will get those votes. So the coalition has its work cut out. The coalition needs to be able to work and sell Obi in 11 states of the North. In Kaduna, in Katsina, in Sokoto, or in Southern. I'm not even for Obi. I'm not even stuck on my neck for Obi. They don't need to pick Obi, but they should pick a Southerner. In all those 6 states of the Northwest, I'm counting out Kano, because if Tinubu runs with RMK, forget it. You no go smell, the opposition no go smell anything for Kano. So just count out Kano.
2 million votes.
You can't just count out Kano.
1.6 million.
So you have 11 states you need to sell Obi in, and there's still time. Zamfara, Jigawa. Then you go to the Northeast, Gombe, but all those other states, whether it's Obi, whether it's Amechi, whether it's Majuba, that is what the coalition should be talking about. I don't think the coalition should spend time trying to sell to us that an article is the only way to the presidency. No, I've never said Obi is the only way. The coalition is good, but if you put article on that ticket, you will be making the same mistake that historically Nigeria has kept on making, and Tinubu will win. So it doesn't have to be Obi, anybody from the south. Thanks.
So I really want to say something, please, regarding to what you just said now, please. when you talk about Buhari, it's like you don't really know Buhari won 11 states in 2003. Buhari won 11 states in 2003. In 2007, Buhari did very, very well, but because of Yar'Adua ticket, that's why I didn't get there. In 2021, 2011, Buhari won 13 states. So I guess that was one. See, somebody who can put the note. That was why Tinubu Tinubu went to go and adopt Buhari because he's the only one that can challenge the ruling party then. Okay. So what I'm trying to tell is say here is you don't just form coalition because you think, see, politics is not about emotion. Is a politics is not about interest. Is interest. This guy have said that before. Joanna, is a game of, that was why Joanna was telling you, and the other guy from Jaws was trying to tell you, it's a game of interest. It's not a game of passion or emotion. If you don't have the numbers, then you have to do whatsoever you can to get the number. Okay. Now, I said this. I maybe you are not here when I said it. Tunu Obi. See, let me tell you, Obi is not different from Amechi. Obi is not different from Wike. These are people who have spent 8 years in government, as governor. But what's the difference between them now? Amechi voice is more louder than Obi in the north. Okay, so you
Yes,
can go
yes,
and
yes.
check. You can go
Then,
and it's more
then,
louder.
then, why not pick Amechi and sell him in the north? Why
Come,
not
let me
pick him?
talk now. Let me talk. I'm trying to hold on. See, let me tell you. I understand. See, I understand that you're obedient. See, I'm obedient in 2023. But when I check, there are so many things Peter Obi himself is not telling us. Imagine Peter Obi went ahead and submit 4 years to submit that he need just one term, 4 years. You need 4 years to turn things around in Nigeria. My guy, realistically, is not possible. The reason is a good security architecture in Nigeria. Look at what that guy said. 70 people was killed in Plateau, and even the news did not even hear it. A good security architecture to be implemented in Nigeria will take 4 years. 4 years. So you come in. I think Peter Obi himself is not decisive, my brother. So we don't need a Peter Obi to come and fix
No,
Nigeria.
no.
We need somebody with
Uncle,
ideology.
Uncle
Okay, you
Didi,
are now talking about governance, not politics again.
Let me
Like
talk. Let me
that's
talk.
it.
I will allow you talk, please. I will allow you talk. See, I will allow you talk. What I'm trying to say is we don't need a Christian or a Muslim, whosoever. We need a better Nigeria. We need somebody who will be telling us, come, I'm here to fix the insecurity, and this is how we want to go about it. I'm here to do this school, whatever. I want to put an end to this ASU strike. This is how we go about it. The petrols that the fuel that we're buying 800 or something, I want to bring it down to 300. This is how we go about it. We don't need somebody to come and tell us it must go to the south, it must go to the north. See, we need someone to come and sell an ideology for us. Like what you said the last speaker, Buhari was sold to us as an idea. And he said once he come within 3 months, Boko Haram will be story. And Obi has gone ahead to submit 4 years term. Come on, my guy. Let's leave emotion. Let's be practical. Let's be realistic. That's
uh,
just what I want to say. Thank you.
can I say something here? Um, uh, Didi, I think the the argument, was it Mbakwa, or is it Nala? Okay, Nayelu. Um, it's not as if it's not a valid argument that a southern tone or something. But me, the point I made was that the perception, being I was born and brought up in the north, the perception people have over Obi, particularly because we said that Obi has more votes in the south. If you are talking about southern candidate, Obi has shown that he has the capacity to bring vote from the south. So I think to some extent, if it is about southern candidate, then it should be Obi, definitely. But then we are looking at the sentiment in the north, especially the way 2023 election went. Obi appeared to present himself as a church candidate. For instance, the statement he made that it's a religious war. Church, take back your country.
all those utterances are things that Tinubu can easily use with small malams around and decimate the opposition. And honestly, I do not see the possibility where Atiku and others will be able to counter that adequately enough to defeat Tinubu with Obi ticket in the north. I don't think that is possible. And the fact that we don't want to gamble, we just need a ticket that has a winning chance. So, in my opinion, the idea that a northerner, I go with the submission Anthony made earlier. It should be negotiated. It's not as if it's going to be forced on the north, on the south, because ideally it is their turn. So it cannot be forced on them. It has to be negotiated. And if you are negotiating because you are being political, not ideal. Ideal is not doesn't work, especially when you are in the opposition. You want to win election. So, in my opinion, the fact that we want to project a northerner is because Tinubu with his Muslim whatever cannot have a point against the northern Muslims. So, but if we are going the south, if you are forced to really adopt a southern candidate, then in my opinion, probably it should be Amechi, because Amechi can defeat Tinubu in the north. It's easier to defeat Tinubu in the north with Amechi. But I don't know the gap he might bring to be able to complement with the slim vote he might bring from the south. So we are the idea is we need to win the election. We can't gamble again. We can't just
So
go with
no, so no, let me ask you something here. Do you think the OBR fight ticket is also a winning ticket?
Yes. It is. It is, because El-Rufai is seen as a defender of the north to some extent, because he has projected himself as maybe, can I use the word extremist? The way Obi is being feared that he will dominate
A
Nigeria.
conservative Muslim, then Atiku the liberal northerner, or the conservative northerner, Atiku the liberal northerner.
Yeah, something like that.
So I'm
So,
saying that
sorry. Just you can take all
the
this one.
idea.
You can take this one along. Sorry, you can take this one along also. Do you think Amechi can win River State? Do you think Amechi can win River State?
That was why I was saying the vote Amechi
Baka
might
one,
bring from the
one at a time, one at a time. Baka,
He
let him
told
answer
you
my.
that Amechi will do well in the north, but in the south, he doesn't know. That's what he said it
south.
here
I
now.
don't know. I don't know what Amechi can bring in the south to complement the vote he might score in the north. But the gap he might give Tinubu in the north will not be much. So he will require at least 50-50 in the south to win the election. So I don't think he has that possibility of bringing 50% from the south. So in the
So
event that
the OBR
you
fight
asked
ticket.
about Obi El-Rufai, right? So Obi El-Rufai also has a winning chance. I have said this in many spaces. But then you also can look at the tendency, because me, I think I am being careful with facing Tinubu. You just need to be sure that this ticket you're presenting has a winning chance. So I am sure El-Rufai can galvanize northerners to some extent, but to the extent whether he can give sufficient number to win as a running mate, I don't know. But definitely, he's the best person to complement Obi if Obi happens to be the ticket leader. So, but then that is still under probability, and that is not what I want us to face Tinubu with in 2027.
Okay. Would it Odogo? Okay, Odogo go.
Okay, let the next person go. Let the next person go.
Okay. Oma.
Oh, is that me?
Yeah, that's you. That's you.
Okay. Oh, thanks. See, I'm sorry, man. I was just a little bit irritated. But I'm not gonna dwell on that. Let me just say, Johanna, let me tell you something. it's just like when Buhari was contesting, then you now suggest that Buhari should be, what do you call it? Since he's not be somehow accepted in this place, he should go. Look, let me tell you something. There is no level of social capital that Amechi can garner that comes close to 10% of what Peter Obi has. Now, I'm saying this as someone that even grew up in Port Harcourt. I'm not all these people that I was coming and talking about Amechi. I enjoyed good governance under Amechi. He's far, far different from Wike and Odile that came before him. He literally brought sanity back to Port Harcourt. Port Harcourt started getting some kind of head. Of course, he was not perfect. Still, it pales in comparison to who PO is. And please, Civic, with all due respect, talking about governance and assessing what a PO is, I don't think you've led a subnational before, bro. I don't think you've been on the board of over 7 companies. I don't think you can manage a fleet of 50 trucks, which is a subset of what a major distributor does in Nigeria. If I give you 50 fleet of trailers to manage for this country, with all the bad road, all the extortion from agencies, and all the other things, my brother, you go run down in 3 months. Fit. It's in Nigeria business environment. Don't run things before for this environment. Which stakeholders where you don't try get head to head? This country business environment. You fit. I say, bros, I go give you fleet of 50 trailers. Say, oh yeah, start to distribute goods around Nigeria. Make I see what you go do in 3 months. By the time drivers deal with you with maintenance, you go look up, look down. First thing, they run organization where that one are subsets. You come here, they question incompetence. Let's not even go there, bro. Let's stop doing that. If you're talking about sentiments, I can get you. Sentiments with respect to Nigeria is an unsophisticated population because we have a high amount of people living in poverty that are undereducated. So sentiments can work. But if you're coming to talk about institutional capacity and organization prowess, my brother, person they set up trusts in 1996, 2025, you are coming here to question capacity. Okay, you hear yourself. Say he said for guy. No, they throw this kind of thing outside though. May not hear you. Now, may I put that one aside? You see this zoning matter, I was listening to what do you call him? Majid Dahiru. I think everybody knows, who he is. And he has, and this is not the first platform I'm saying this, because everybody is doing permutations about this, permutations about that, blah, blah, blah. See, for the avoidance of doubt, I know be talk on internet. I work better work 2023. Better work. It affects my business self. You understand? Enlightened self-interest. That's why I was doing it. Let me leave that one aside. See, the die is cast, like the Romans when they talk at that time, is either the political class commits class suicide. Like I said, I sent this thing to someone when I was watching his stuff yesterday. I sent it like, remember when I was talking about, look, in fact, you can go on my TL, just search for class suicide. I've talked about class suicide months ago. That is their only chance at redemption right now. You want to go and be doing all this, your, what do you call it? We go the one like this one will not be like this. Bro, you need an overwhelming force in 2027. Amechi is not going to inspire me to tolerate stupid Nigerians because of the sake of Obi to hear nonsense and just swallow it because of greater good, to they do all night, to the organized world meeting. I'm not doing that shit for anybody except PO. And there are hundreds like me, thousands in fact. If you say now Twitter, Facebook, Sarah, TikTok, self, come. Even people self, when we say they know their social media, they talk, they own and say when time come, they drop their bar. My office, 2 blocks away, alumni group, contribute more than 100K dollars. Last election. I don't know, they touch internet. They buy things, they sell go different places. They call it a talk. You feel say they will go to Amechi. See, you will not ready to wise. Oh, they talk all this dilly-dallying. The man don't talk and say, bros, now 4 years I go do. I don't talk. Are you ready? You can't even match that man's work rate, self. All of us wait there, yeah. You can't match his work rates. So even that 4 years when they talk, self, normally, that's some people 6 years. Before I make stress like this with the Belarus, like go like this, Obi don't go and go come back. See a talk. You need to be work rates. Hey, look down 4 years like that too. Listen to the last election. It gets something where Daddy talk. Daddy said, Nigerians, commit your future to someone that will be spending 16 hours of his day on your matter. And that is PO. Go and be watching other podcasts where they ask them, what are your hobbies? Say, which kind of hobby when you go get when Nigeria did like this? Now help, they go help us. You know, me, I help them. PO, every sacrifice why they do, money why they spend, sweat. It's not of it. I'm helping myself. You understand? I help myself. I'm not doing me a favor. So see, just like Kenana said, Eloka, if you cannot sell PO in the north, then we should not be having this conversation. No need. No, they tell me say because of some liberal, blah, blah, blah. If you cannot get a good VP for the man, if you cannot pressure people, if you cannot use your social capital, your socio-political capital to make sure that this man emerges. Look, I don't say you don't come back here. They talk and make how they throw face one side. If you cannot use your social capital to make sure that you get some, even if you want to hold your nose and align, you hold your nose and align. Say he's an Igbo infidel, whatever your sentiments, because the die is cast. If you cannot use that social capital and bring a good VP, because let me tell you people something. For some people, that is a big sacrifice. So, yes, you say he doesn't have any political capital. He cannot win his word. Blah blah. Oh, my brother, people are looking at his achievements too. They're looking at his achievements. He has a university that all the politicians are going to, and kids are going to. He has done well for himself. His technocratic capacity is important to a lot of people. So if people are willing to make concessions and make compromises and say, okay, look, no wahala, nobody is perfect. I mean, just like Lula da Silva in Brazil, he ran 3 times, on the 4th time he had to make some coalition with the economic elites. And he did what he did. And, Brazil went from whatever it went to. If we're coming to that point in Nigeria, and people are still dragging leg, and we never serious. You understand? Like, we never ready. So, whether na Tambuwan, whether na Shekarau, understand? Like, I don't know, but whatever. Someone with good political capital that, can align with this ticket. And let's push this to the 2027. Like is saying, I'm wrapping up now. Find a way to sell PO in that region. That is not my job. I am not from the north. You know the rest. I am from the south. I'm from Delta State. To Isoko to be specific. And Peter Obi cleared my whole local government in the last elections. So I don't even have a problem, first of all. No, I ain't get a problem. The only problem where I get now the incursion of Jagaban into my region with respect to trying to use non-state actors to do one or two things. You understand? I prepare that for because our job is to make sure voter turnout is more than 60%. So you do your job, I do my job. But please don't come and start gaslighting me, say the Amechi. Look, you don't know Amechi more than me, bro. I know Amechi very well, and I enjoyed his time in PH. He tried. They use him power back, they go around, they're doing things and whatever. Calm guy, but you know rich. I give him 3/10. You want me to jeopardize 8.5/10 for 3/10? At this my middle 30s where I did. It ain't weird, so see, like I said, the coalition, no wahala. Let's make pragmatic choices. Let's, align to the real politic of a country in the global south. No wahala. But some things are sacrosanct. Like Eloka is saying, find a way to see how you can sell PO. See, and I'm annoyed with this thought thing itself before I get TikTok. Because in the last election, the best presentation PO did was in Arewa House. Was in Arewa House. No other presentation came close. Everybody on this seat, go and watch that presentation again. Oh my God, Jesus Christ. The man was vibrating because even when they were asking questions that could, he would just pay. He made a wonderful presentation. So look, PO is not everybody. If not me, I don't say Nigerian can get out. But him is the man that, my brother, no wahala. Find a way to sell the man. If you can't find a way to sell my brother, 2027, law. We go no answers, we go day. Share Nigeria, they say, after all, just 4 years. No problem now. If not, we're never ready. The mood of the nation is already clear. Everybody, they see people don't mobilize. They ginger. You understand? They say, okay, so please, may we know where would they go. No can they tell me, say, be this in the north. Find a way to sell him. Me, I am from the south. You understand? Jagaban is entering my side, trying to enter with violence. So I even have a lot more work to do than you that is there. So no, they can't gaslight me on anything. Find a way to sell him. No, can they tell me that one? I yield the mic. Thank you.
All right. So guys,
Sorry,
Lucas, sorry,
Bobby.
hold on. So hold on. So
Okay.
guys, this session is actually streaming live right now on NjenjeMedia on YouTube. So okay, look, when you just make a quick one, I'll Gerald will speak after.
Okay, thank you. So, to be clear, I mean, let me just respond to what Civic said. Again, I don't have a problem. If you say Amici is stronger in the north, no problem. Then, so you know that the work of the coalition is to selling. It's going to be easier to sell Amici in the north. I don't have a problem with that. Then, do the work and sell him. But there's something I need us to be very, very careful about. The coalition is not to persuade or prepare for an Igbo presidency. Again, let it not be lost in the sauce. I don't want us to clog different agendas into this coalition. The coalition is to remove Tinubu. Now, because I sense that a lot of people are trying to use the coalition to say, yes, support Atiku so we compensate the Southeast. No. Don't compensate anybody. Let's be clear. The coalition is to what? Get people who can deliver the numbers to. I mean, you guys talk about emotions. No emotions. But you guys are still the one bringing the emotions by saying, oh, injustice is South. No. Leave injustice. Injustice to whom? Is there not injustice to the South too? Did they not remove good luck? Did good luck do 5, 10, 8 years? So I'm always very wary when people bring up this conversation because I like to be clear. I like history to be my guide. I deal with numbers, facts, and history. You can never see me make an argument that they need to compensate the South. Is compensate waiting. No, I've never made that argument, and I'll not make it. I don't even want Northerners making arguments for us because it's a very risky argument. Because what you are saying now is that every other person's political adventure should be sidelined because if Obi and Atiku run, so in 2013 we can now compensate. No, you're not compensating anybody. So This is why I don't like bringing up this thing of Obi and Atiku. Oh, it's just no. It's not injustice to anyone. It's not this. This is not was not created to compensate Igbo people. No, it was not. What APC was created for was okay. Let us run the numbers. Who can defeat Atiku? Now we'll go back to the people in numbers. Atiku ran as an independent candidate under ECN. He couldn't pull his weight in 2007. So we know Atiku's history without the political machinery or party machinery. Buhari is the only one. And someone came up and said, yeah, Buhari won 11 states. Yes, Buhari won 11 states in the north, but Buhari did not win any state in the south. 3 times he ran. He was confidently rejected in the south 3 bloody times. What did he take? He took a coalition to sell him in the south. And this is the point I've been making. Don't run me Atiku. Run any south. If you say Amici is good enough, run Amici. Run him in the south. Sell him in the north. Ewoma said, oh, he cannot come out and sweat for Amici. Fine. Ewoma is just one person. He's not the south. Even in Soko, some people can run Amici. Go and sell Amici. It's just that the number of the work you need to work to sell Amici in the south will be what? Will be less than the amount of work you need to sell Obi in the south. Because Obi is like king of the south. Now, if you say there's a lot of work to sell Obi in the north, the question I ask you is, what work needs to be done? Is it money you need? Is it perception? And I've seen it happen. Amen. What are we talking about? In this world, we've seen how you can sell a candidate. Obama had racists for Obama. White racist. They said, we'll still support you, nigger. It was there. Racist for the niggers. They voted him even though they were racist. So nothing is impossible. You get. So I just need you guys to do the work and let's move on.
All right, Gerald, before you go, right, I want to make this. Yeah, so in 2011, right, the Buhari's wave got 7 senators, 38 Federal House of Reps, and then 12 million presidential votes, 12 million votes in the presidential election. While in comparison, the Obedience wave 2023 got 7 senators, 34 Federal House of Reps, and 6.1 million votes. So yes, I think Obi actually has a very strong point to run in 2027. Okay, Gerald, you're going next.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I mean, I'll pass now. I'm slightly in the middle of something. Maybe I'll come back later, please.
Please, Obi, drop me for the Ivone. I guess he's requesting for Mike. Just drop me.
Is it Adamu?
Boss, can I want to say something. Can I go ahead?
Yeah, you can. I'm sorry, Civic, you said I should drop you for who?
The avoided. Have you seen it? The avoided linguistic. I guess he's requesting the mic.
He's not requesting. I can't see him.
It's not.
Okay. If he does, please just drop me.
Okay.
Obi, can I talk before the guy requesting?
Yeah, you can.
Okay. You see, the whole idea is we all want a better Nigeria, but if somebody is saying, I don't believe in turn by turn actually personally, because in 2015, even when it was very popular to support Buhari, I didn't support him. I voted Jonathan. I always felt, especially that Buhari, as a northern Christian, most times we perceive him as a religious extremist. Most of the time, his utterances about Nigeria religion was very terrible. So some of us disliked him for that singular reason. There was nothing like north south. Sometimes we don't believe in that. But then, if you are engaging or you're insisting that it is a southern term and you don't care who wins, I think that is really bad. And then, if we say we cannot talk about Southeast presidency, that is not true. That is an unfair engagement, unfair argument, because like us in the north, North Central, Northeast have not produced president since 1999. Likewise, Southeast. So to claim that it doesn't matter, it has to be just North, it has to be just South, without minding those factors, I think is an unfair argument. How can we say that we are discussing united Nigeria and we are not factoring those, you know, sensitive aspects of our unity or inclusivity? So, but then the way politics work, you will have to be smart. No, because I believe Tinubu didn't support Buhari 2015 because he believed that it was turn of the North. That was not what Tinubu did. They did, Southwest did, because they were positioning themselves for power. In fact, I'm aware that Tinubu imposed or somehow played the card to bring Tambuwal, a northerner, when Jonathan wanted, is it Patricia or somebody from Southwest. So it was all to ignite the Southwest against Jonathan so that his coalition with the North will work by 2015. So when we say we don't care about who becomes president or from which region, that is not true. But then you always, because of numbers, when you are in opposition, you look at which candidate can you easily manipulate the people's sentiment with and win election. Especially, I've always said this. The reason why I don't like factoring Amit to my discussion is because I believe that they had their shot through Jonathan. We in the Northeast here, we are just in the North, we claim North, but actually we've not had president too. If we have an opportunity that we have
We can't hear you.
opportunity.
No, your network.
I am lost. Wow. Can I be heard now?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
yes, continue.
We lost you again.
No, we can't hear you.
No, we can't hear you. No.
I think he's no longer here.
He's not. He has moved to the listener part. Can I say something, maybe?
Okay, Civic. All right.
Or if there's any other person who have not said anything, the person can raise up because I've said. I just want to say regarding to what Woma said the other time. One, I'm not in any competition with you. I'm not supporting any of the presidential candidates. I've never even. I do not support any of the presidential candidates. So I'm just trying to tell you. I'm just trying to tell you the chances or what the realistic we are having on ground. Okay, so you make mention of somebody who controller or whatever. Anyway, I'm not into that business. Okay, so if I'm into that business, I will do better. So I just want to tell you that Obi, just the only thing Obi did, I was expecting you being an obedient to come here and market Obi. Tell us how Obi will be able to excel in that 4 years, which he said, which he submitted that they should give him for one term president. I was expecting you to sell that, but though you are just throwing jabs at me, I don't have any issue with you. But what I want to tell you is what Obi did during Abacha's time was to head the committee. Okay, he headed the committee during that Abacha time. So if there's anything you think he did well, he headed a committee that wrote it. He said it himself. He headed a committee, a 4 month committee. He spent just 4 months. And another thing I think which he did, he declined payment. He didn't collect payment. Okay, he didn't collect any payment because his container was among the. So if there's any selling point you want to sell a bit to me, because I'm of the opinion that the people who are involved in this coalition are the people who has brought us in this mess, in this present mess we are. We need new people. We need new people. Okay, as I said, I'm not supporting, but you keep mentioning Obi. Market will be to us. Market will be to us. So I told you about Amechi. The reason why I mentioned Amechi was because Amechi has a strong ally with the northern part than Obi. Not that I'm supporting or they should sell Amechi to. What's my? If you listen to my first conversation when you come here, I said, do we really have an opposition party? We don't have opposition party. We have coalition party. I said it. I said it. We have coalition. We don't have opposition. And I gave reason for opposition. Opposition simply means having another idea totally different from the ruling party. Okay? No, tell me any of the presidential candidates coming into power in
No
this
problem. Go
coalition.
and
Now,
support
I'm
Tinubu.
coming,
We don't
please.
have
I'm
time for all
coming. I'm
this.
coming.
Please go and
I'm
support
coming
Tinubu. We don't
now.
have time
You
for
will
all this
talk.
market
Calm
business.
down. Calm down. When you are talking, I don't interject. Okay. I will never even interject you when you talk. Okay. So I didn't even. So just tell me any presidential candidate that is coming to tackle, because that was what they used to say Buhari to us. That is coming to arrest corrupt leaders based on his corrupt record during his time as a military head of government. Tell me, is there article that will come and arrest corrupt government? Is there article that not have any corrupt case? Just tell me one politician, then I'll give you a response. If you're obedient, tell me one politician that is corrupt free.
Atiku doesn't have a corrupt case. He doesn't have a corrupt
No
case. Just to
problem.
be clear.
Oh,
He doesn't have. First
they
one,
are
he
all
has
this in
one.
support
He
Tinubu.
doesn't have a
You
corrupt
don't
case.
need time for this kind of anybody that is asking you this kind of question feels that Tinubu should actually continue. There is no point responding to this kind of talk. Ah,
Okay, guys, I'll like to go to the next
Nobody's
one.
telling you
Toby,
nobody should continue. That's my
go and
problem with
support
you.
Tinubu.
It's my
I
problem
beg.
with you.
It's not by force to support the
yeah,
coalition.
guys, hold
Sorry,
on.
sorry. Let
There are
me
no
let me
problem.
let me ask
I
something.
just asked a
Let me ask
question
something.
now. Look at what you are saying.
Sorry, let me ask something.
Do
Civic
you
Eye,
want
in your earlier
do you want
submission,
to
you
answer
said,
my question?
Go
sorry,
and
wait now,
support
wait first.
Tinubu.
Wait,
That's
sorry,
what I
Guys,
sorry,
said.
hold on. Guys, hold on. Order, guys,
Guys,
order,
order,
guys,
sorry.
order.
Civic
order
Eye,
is
in your earlier submission, you said you are obedient. Now you are now saying you did not support any candidate. Where do you even stand?
I said in 2023, maybe you are not listening to me. I campaigned for Obi in 2023, okay? And I gave you reasons I didn't campaign for him again. I told him, I said Obi is weak. Obi is not bold. Obi
That's
should have
fine.
created a structure with Obi. Well done, calm down now. Somebody just asked me a question. I'm talking. Obi should have taken opportunity of 2023 election. Him as obedient as the leading opposition party should have created a structure, a good structure by now. Instead of him going to people to go and collate, people should have been coming to him to collate. But he failed to do that. My guy, that was what I said.
But
Okay.
but are you aware that the government in power is not allowing that? Even an established party in PDP, the government in power have destabilized them. So what
My
are you saying?
I'm highly disappointed in what you just said now. Government in power to come and arrange your house. To come and arrange your
Okay,
house.
guys. Okay, guys. Let's recycle the mic. Adamu, guys, a lot of speakers there. So if you don't mind, if you can drop down so I can bring up on your speaker, please. Adamu, you can go.
Obi, my name was called. Now let me clear myself at least.
Okay. Just clear yourself then,
Please, there
Adamu.
is something I would like to say now. If you feel like Obi is not good for the coalition, why don't you say, okay, I am supporting Atiku, or I am supporting Amechi, I am supporting Emeka Wajoba or Erufai. Say it. Or you can as well say Tinubu should, I am for Tinubu. There's no point coming here to say I'm not supporting Atiku, I'm not supporting Tinubu, I'm not. Stand somewhere. That's my point. Okay? That's it. You can as well support Tinubu. Nobody is going to kill you or do anything to you. It's democracy. Please.
All right. So Ewoma, just go so then Adamu would make a submission.
Okay, yeah, thank you. See, my brother, I'm not trying to attack you. And from the way you even spoke, I can see that you might not really understand public administration and governance, as much as so like I'm not going to really hold you to it. And that's because a lot of Nigerians don't really understand what good governance is. They've not really experienced it. It's like an alien concept. So that's why, you know, when someone is making, when you're seeing institutional capacity that has been built across different industries and how it has even been demonstrated and proven, you know, you are still skeptical, like doubting Thomas, even if the evidence is in front of you. Like, you know, you're seeing education has been #1 in the state for more than 5 years. You are seeing people coming out. I mean, so like, it's not proving that Obi has the capacity to use the organs of government to run Nigeria well, like a public enterprise. Like I don't know how to start that with you, but I pray you experience it, like, you know, eventually. Now, ending this, let me just say something. The only thing that is worrying me when it comes to elections and politics and blah, blah, I mean, I've already tunnel vision that like PO is coming out in 2027, regardless of like come what may. The only thing that is bothering me, the only thing that I'm consumed with, I'm not consumed about his capacity to do this because all that is proven and whatever. The only thing that has me worried, and which is why, you know, you're looking at coalition and saying yes, is the logistics and real politics of election day. That day is that day is something else. From knowing who the INEC staff are, from knowing the kind of rigging they want to deploy, whether it's by delaying this thing to 3 o'clock, whether it's by using boys from one side, that is the only thing that has me worried. Then voter turnout, you understand? Because I dey go on 2023, I dey go vote, I dey pass 3 football matches. They see young people, they play football. Near my polling unit, people they even play monkey posts. Voter turnout was 34%. I mean, so like the dynamics are different in different climes, in your different local government, like politics is local. So that is what has me one worried, like how to really handle that day. Nobody will be saying, me now go they go across 5 polling units, they make sure say everything is okay. No, I want to be that day. Those 5 polling, I want to get at least 10 people wey sit down gidigba. I suppose don't know the identities of all the INEC staff when they come there the days before with their full CV. I suppose don't know where material they are days ahead. So those like these things, the real politics, the main day, when the World Coalition Center, the way we're gonna anchor the do surveillance or ahead. The State Coalition Center, where we don't run mobilize to know it. You understand? For me, those activities, because those are the things that get missing in translation. Lots of people don't pay attention to. And they are the little things that determine whether you succeed or not. Whether the EC8A forms where they suppose sign for polling unit, whether now INEC registered agents where in name they validated by INEC, because without being an agent, you can't enter the collation center. You can't. You don't have any rights. So even with your goodwill as saying you're supervising, and it was part of the problem. I don't even go into all that in the election. It was part of the problem. Fellow Nigerians, it's not Obi, fellow Nigerians in Labour Party, in Legacy, because, you know, started getting popularity, scuttled the process of polling agents. My local government, we put together lists 3 times. Nigerians go to change the name for office because of 20K where they think say they want share. Me, we spend my own money on election day, they buy the reflector jacket, they buy food, they buy this. Fellow Nigerians, now this will not be OB. So you see this abhorrent, people they talk about party, you see this abhorrent thing. The abhorrent behavior cascaded down across everywhere because average Nigerians like you and I, that were legacy LP members saw opportunity to want to open office on popularity. These were the nuances of that election. So that is why for me, election, campaign, blah, 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 the logistics of that day, making sure, say, look, the agents within that polling unit, INEC approved agents, we say they must stamp the paper, hold their pink sheets, upload them before the thing say you want to even come up polling itself. Everybody don't get stamped. These things are what concern me, and having the human infrastructure to coordinate it across the 177 local polling units, across the 775 local governments. Now, what they consign it pass? Not even permutations. No, what everything will happen, because we can always come out here and talk. This person will do this, person will do that. I know how many people like me I mobilized last time. I know the door to door what I do myself by canvassing. Look, I left my comfort area. I said I can't be my comfort zone. I have to go to somewhere else and ginger. Put my polling unit for that place. Maybe say they come out house, go far, do better work. No, you want to say everybody already the local government, everybody they cross leg, they drink tea, like say, they're the best in after slice bread. Go the place where be say you need to ginger people. You need to organize board meeting. You need to do item 7 for board meeting. You need to do things. So for me, when this politics coalition zoning, my brother, I don't have any problem with you. I mean, I'm not here to discuss of this capacity. I want to be proven. For me, is how Nigerians how do we organize ourselves on that election day to make sure that the machinations of the the establishment will not overwhelm us. Because now people make a lot of exaggerations when they come here. They will do, God, how involved were you? And next time, they not be human being, they be spirits. They come from heaven because they hold election. Sure. This can't matter be that one. So that's like these things about the election day. Now, it has been more bothered. I know that come what may, because Tinubu has already showed his hand early. He has shown his hand. Never reached 2 years on the campaign for election. They deface the whole Abuja with 2027. Never reached 2 years, they campaign everywhere. Who does that? Now show your hand early. In fact, last week, when Wike was, one video where they watched, when Wike was commissioning one road, he said, Mr. President, we are making your work has destabilized the whole coalition. In fact, everybody was laughing and cheering, blah, blah, blah. 2 weeks later, the man is willing everywhere on the church. The coalition this, the coalition that, blah, 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 blah. No problem. All we know is say that day where they come, that February 22nd, 23rd, whatever where they come, that day, everybody hold their jeans, wear their jeans. They prepared. No waiting they happen. Whether there's some people to stand down, you understand, because of the overwhelming force, because personally I'm embarrassed. Voter turnout, my polling unit was 34%. I was very embarrassed. I need it to be 70% this next time. And that is the work I want to work.
Please round up.
What am I going to do to make sure that,
please,
I'm so
please
sorry,
round
Gloria.
up. Thank you.
Yeah, 30 seconds. What am I going to do to make sure that on that election day, I deliver my polling unit against all odds, interdependent and collaborating with other people too, Sha, because it's as a community that you win. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Adamo. Please go.
Okay, thank you very much. So the problem in all this way that when I've been listening to a lot of people speak here is that they concentrate too much on the south. I'm sorry, if the person that is the president today did not win the south, why should I be concentrating on? So aside from the fact that okay, you need 25% of the valid votes, to secure your victory. Why should I be concentrating and analyzing the South when the person that is in the seat today did not win the South, right? He won only one region in the South, which is the Southwest. even lost 2 states in that region. Majority of his votes went to the north. If you and I keep telling people this thing, if you cannot break that Tinubu Northwest alliance, what are you now doing? This alliance was formed in 2013, right, with him aiding Buhari to power and Buhari replicating the same favor. Now the problem here, even in as much as they didn't replicate it, so it's just the same way that even JEJ did well in the Southwest in 2015, in as much as Buhari won. But JEJ, I don't think there's any Southwestern state that JEJ didn't pull 25%, if I'm not mistaken. But I know that JEJ did well, even in Lagos State. It was a tight battle. But then Buhari won the Southwest for the first time, right? And Buhari cleared the Northwest and the entire North from Northeast, Northwest, and North Central. Now, in the last election, right, Atiku was able to collect one of those regions that APC had under their alliance. Buhari used to come since 2015. Buhari used to come with Northeast, Northwest, and North Central. Now Atiku collected one, which is the Northeast. This Tinubu still had the Northwest and the North Central, and his region, the Southwest, in his fold. That was the system he used to become president. You are not breaking. A lot of analysis I've listened to here from Kenena, which is absurd to me. Always talking about going back to South, Southeast. Did Tinubu win those regions? In fact, in the Southeast, Tinubu was pulling 1%, 2%. If intelligent people cannot sit down and analyze numbers elsewhere, people come in and sound as if the election is being held in only certain states. If Obi imagines the coalition candidate, fine, right? Nobody has a problem with that. But you will have to find a way to break Tinubu's wings in the Northeast and the Northwest. Obi's numbers was 5% in Northwest and 9% in Northeast. Those are not numbers. Those are not presidential numbers. I'm sorry. The problem is when you focus too much, and this is why I encourage Nigerians to travel. When I mean travel, I'm not talking from Lagos to Benin. Can't you guys travel around this country? We have 36 states. In as much as I know that the insecurity is, in the country might not be enough for road travels. Okay, I'm sorry if you're not opportune to travel like some of us back in the days when the country was more secured. You understand? But if you cannot travel, carry a book and read or check online. This, I don't know why do you know that our voting pattern since 1960, every record is there. Every election from Shagari's election, our voting pattern, these things are there in record. Go and study it and stop wasting your time. I don't know why people don't want to open their minds outside. Go and study our voting pattern. The records are there. How Shagari took advantage of the lack of alliance that failed between Zik and Awolowo. There was a supposed alliance, right, between Zik and Awolowo that was supposed to happen. It later the same thing, the same kind of conversations you hear where everybody is bringing their own person, touting it as the person with the votes. Did Awolowo not have the whole Western region on lockdown? Was he ever president? Did Zik not have the whole Eastern region? So much so that even when Zik was a ceremonial president, he needed an alliance with the MPC then to produce president, while they produce what do they call it, the prime minister. And when he came back to be actually an executive president, he failed while having the whole of the Eastern region. Mind you, Eastern region is not only Southeast though. Eastern region of Azikwe had the present day South-South, while Western region of Awolowo had some parts of the South-South, which was later turned into Midwest. They had their own regions. Why? People, there are books for people to read. There are documents. Everything is well documented. Shagari was the most unpopular candidate in that election. But what did he do? They refused
to form an actual alliance. What did he do? He was only a northerner that could pull some percentage of votes from the north with an Igbo VP, Ekweme, who came second, who helped him came second in the east, and he won the election, right, with a very slight margin. So why can't people learn these things and come and, you know? So there are different dynamics to this election, whether it is an Atiku or B, because when you start taking me to turn of the north, turn of the south, turn of the east, and whatnot, I don't even buy that argument. You understand? Because guess what? And it's how we want to pretend as if that zoning is a national issue. Zoning has always been a party issue. The fact that we have carried PDP zoning wahala and want to turn it into a national issue is what I don't even understand. Because APC has never zoned their ticket. That Tinubu won does not mean the ticket was not contested. Ahmed Lawal contested in the primaries. There was no zoning. Ahmed Lawal contested. The 200 and something delegates that voted Ahmed Lawal are human beings that voted. In 2014, Rochas Okorocha contested. Again, I'm telling you this, APC has never zoned their ticket. And I challenge anybody to tell me when APC has actually zoned their presidential ticket. That they actually said it's going to be zoned to this region. They have never done it in their history, in their party's history. That people carry PDP zoning formula, which was created in 1998, even though they did not even entreat it in their constitution. No, you understand? They made it a gentleman agreement, and PDP started it. Even in the same PDP, people were still running for election, because if you cannot make this thing constitutional, then it is flawed. You can only stop it if it is constitutional. If they want to, if they are really serious about zoning, they should put it in the constitution. And if they make, even in this same zoning, micro zoning, because the Southwest ruled with 8 years of Obasanjo, then VP Osibanjo came and did 8 years. Then now you have a Tinubu. So what are we talking about here? Now, there are advantages and also disadvantages whether you bring an Obi and Atiku. The truth of the matter is, look at since this is the announcement of this coalition, right? Look at the energy from the north. You are seeing Gombe State, you are seeing Yobe State, and I'm sorry to tell you that I do know that some of these people in this state, up to today, they already assume that Atiku is going to be the presidential candidate. They don't really even know these arguments that we are doing here on Twitter. Their motivation is having a northern candidate. You people should learn. If you are educated, you should be able to bring in conflicting opinions. I'm telling you this for free. Look at the meeting they had in Gombe State. They put Atiku's poster as the biggest there. In the poster, they put his picture number 1 and the biggest. Some of them have assumed already that he is going to be the presidential candidate. They are not motivated. They are not doing their motivation there because of Obi. What was Obi's percentage in Gombe State in the last election? What was his percentage in Gombe State? Go and check Gombe State results. Then you see what I'm talking about. Obi was pulling 5%, 9% in Northeast and 5% in Northwest. Now, if you give him the presidential ticket, right? Good and fine. He has the Southeast and South, and maybe North Central. Because this North Central, the way it is going, we are not even sure where to go. It can swing anyway. If Tinubu succeeds in getting Northeast and Northwest again, he wins the presidency. Now, the people in the coalition will have to make sure they help Peter Obi to pull at least a 30 to 25% in Northeast, Northwest, right? Which will make him win the election, good and fine. But again, I'm not seeing respect even given to these people. Some people are coming with narratives that, you know, some of these politicians are bad, they are this, in fact, they are not. I don't even understand. I'll tell you for free that you hate El-Rufai in your region does not mean El-Rufai is hated in the Northwest. Again, we'll come online and we'll hear people insulting politicians from our region. This thing where we are still taking it as, you know, by the time it starts seeming as a regional attack, whereby people from the south come and insult El-Rufai, insult Atiku, it will start looking like a regional attack. I'm sorry to say. El-Rufai is top 5 administrators in Nigeria's history and he's not number 5. I challenge anybody, and I'm not even his fan. I repeat it
El-Rufai.
again. He is top 5 administrators in Nigeria, and he's not number 5. From
Adam,
Bureau of
who is
Public Enterprise to Minister of Abuja. Pardon?
answer that
Please,
question?
will
Who is
you mute
insulting
your mic? Let him finish
Please let him
speaking. He didn't.
finish. Let him finish his
Let him
point.
finish.
Thank you.
Let him finish, please.
Yeah. From Bureau of Public Enterprise to FCT Minister to Kaduna State. I knew Kaduna State when back in the days of Namadi Sambo and Co. Believe you me, El-Rufai performed magic. Now, there are issues. Before he came to power, there were religion crises in Kaduna State, which started up right from 1999 to early 2000s, right? Now, you can blame him, and this is what politicians do. They side with where the numbers are. When El-Rufai came, right, you can blame him. What he did was, he did a Muslim ticket, right? And what he did was simply political, to make sure that he gets the block Muslim votes in Kaduna State for him to win his re-election. Now, the woman he still picked, mind you, Islamic clerics also dragged him for picking a woman VP. This is the same El-Rufai that said the only time a bandit is repentant is when the bandit is dead. He said it. So why are people not picking the positive about what he has said? He was very proactive in making sure that these terrorists never be spared. He said it, that the only time a bandit should be repentant is when the bandit is in grave. Has this government not spared a lot of bandits? You understand? He came in, he banned religious preaching because it was very, very, extreme in Kaduna. Both Christian and religious preaching, he said, I am banning it. During COVID-19, a lot of Islamic clerics came for him. Kano State was open. They were moving around during COVID-19. El-Rufai said, me, I'm blocking my border from Kaduna to Kano. Nobody is moving. Total shutdown. A lot of Islamic clerics said, why is he stopping people from going to mosques? The same people you want to sell as an extremist. So, in as much as nobody is telling that Obi cannot be presidential candidate, but I'm telling you, I'm sorry to say, what you guys think of him in the South is not what we think of him in the North. And you need to accept that and accept our own beliefs. That Obi is not popular here. If it is governance, and you think we don't have superb governors, RMK, I'm challenging when it comes to taking children of the less privileged to go and study down to PhD level. Kwankwaso did it in Kano State. We don't worship him and make him a messiah. Go and ask people of Kano, why do you think why do you think people died for him in Kano? NNPP was winning from top to bottom. You think it's by jazz? So please respect our own beliefs. We will help in sell Obi if he emerges the candidate, but don't come here and act as if we must buy your ideas. We are not the same in the onset. Nigeria is a contraption of different beliefs. If you're not ready to accept it, then you move away. You understand? That's the truth of the matter. So I'll just end it here.
You spoke
Okay.
very well.
Thank
You
you.
spoke very well.
Gerald, please. You can go.
I still don't have good time, but I just have some few questions to pose to the last speaker. Can I ask you the reason why Atiku left PDP in 2015 if zoning wasn't important?
Are you asking me?
Yes, please.
Pardon?
Yes, please. Yes.
Hello? Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so I will go back to 2011, right? It was even the turn of the North when Yaradua died, but the primaries was conducted and Jonathan won, and Atiku stayed in the party. Now in 2015, first of all, Jonathan went into an agreement, zoning or no zoning. He went into an agreement with northern governors that he was going to do one term. Pardon?
Odogu, please
Adamu,
stop.
remind
Stop.
them. Hold on. No. I want to say something. Remind them too. In 2007, Odili contested the primaries in PDP. Even
No,
after
no,
Obasanjo.
yeah.
He
Don't
was
even
the
worry
last one
about
to
it.
even win that primary.
Yeah. So Well, I want to even concentrate on Jonathan, right? Jonathan went into an agreement that he was going to do one term. Whether it is and let me tell you, even if Jonathan stepped down, does not mean any Southerner who could not contest that primaries. He went into an agreement that he was going to do one term. And again, PDP did not handle that affair seriously, that they tried to print only one form, that they did not want to allow okay, good and fine, Jonathan is still running, he's the president, then they should have been a primaries. So Atiku and a lot of governors left because they were not given a chance to purchase the form. You are in a party and you cannot even purchase the form. So that was bad politics from PDP.
Okay, but
So,
I mean,
can I respond to Adamo? He called my name.
hello.
Is it Gerald or Eloka?
Eluka. So, I
Eluka,
mean,
go on.
Okay, quickly. So Gerald can make the submission quickly. So Gerald.
okay, I'm very, very short. So, I mean, no, I'm not going to argue with the point about who can win. Like I've said earlier, and I'm going to repeat it again. If we run Atiku, I mean, Nigeria is a collection of different people, different ideologies. Doesn't mean that politicians will not do what politicians do. Politicians sell party or sell candidates. And my argument has been, if you run, I mean, South and North, if you run the same ticket you ran in 2019, Tinubu will win because you have an uphill tax selling Atiku. Now, you can now say, okay, yes, it's also very, very difficult for Obi to be sold in the North. And I said, yes, I agree with you, but we've not tried. Atiku, we've tried. 2019, they sold him to the South and he won the South. 2023, they sold him to the South and the South penalized him. So why do you want to do the same thing now? Why?
My apologies. I'm not sure who muted. Sorry. Please go on.
Oh, did you want to meet me or what?
No. I think it was a mistake. Please
Okay,
go
okay.
on.
So I'm saying that in 2019, they sold Atiku to South and they bought him. Atiku's problem was that Buhari was too powerful in the North for him. Fine, he won the South. In 2023, the same Southerners that voted for him in 2019 didn't vote for him in 2023. They penalized him for contesting again in 2023. Now you're coming back to tell me again that if you present Atiku in 2027, that is Southerners who penalized him in 2023 will suddenly vote him in 2027. And I said, no, that's not how history works. Even Adamo is pointing history. Let's go back to history. If you look at history, Nigeria's political election, you will see clearly that if it's a Muslim ticket versus a northern candidate, when there's a sentiment that is Islam of the South, the Tinubu will win. That's what history has told us. That's why Abiola defeated Tofa. Forget the fact that Abiola was a very good politician. The argument then was that we just came from Shagari. From Shagari, we went to Buhari. From Buhari, we went to Babangida. And now, democracy has come back. We want to still give power to the North. No, the system rejected it. And it was clear that even in conservative Anambra, Catholic Anambra, and Catholic and Anglican Anambra, they voted MK over Tofa that had an Igbo man. So again, I use history. These are not sentiments. Now, if the argument that it is going to be very, very difficult to sell Obi in the North, if there's any, I'm not said choose Obi. If there's any other Southern candidate, whether it's Amaechi, whether it's Nwajiba, whether it's even Aregbesola, go and sell him. But you cannot, I will not accept that politicians who I know can sell the devil, politicians who sold Buhari cannot sell Obi. I don't accept it. Put in the work, sell Obi, and let us see that yes, we did all we can, yet Obi was still unsellable to the North. And we've not done it. Let us do it. Let us put that work in. Do that real hard work. I mean, I believe that if Southern politicians could sell Buhari in the South, that Buhari won Lagos. Do you guys know what it meant for Buhari to have won Lagos over Jonathan? You guys know what it meant? A man that never got up to 100,000 votes. Even when he ran with Nuru Ribadu, I think Nuru Ribadu even got more votes than him in 2011. Came and beat
In the
Jonathan
South.
in Lagos. Leave South, in Lagos of all places. Buhari, guys, let's do the work. It doesn't have to be OP. It could be Amechi. Just the coalition do the work that politicians do, which is to sell. Either you are selling party or you are selling candidates. That's what I'm asking for. I'm not saying I don't believe in coalition or choose OP. I'm saying the coalition choose a southern candidate and put in the machinery to sell. If it's Amechi, I'll support him full time. Amechi, no problem. Yeah, for all the rubbish he said, I don't mind. We'll support him. But the coalition has to do the work. Obi has joined the coalition. Let the coalition look at, okay, out of all the candidates I have, who do I think is going to be a big baggage for me? Because right now we're talking of baggage. Whether we like it or not, Tinubu is still popular. Forget all this talk, Nigeria is suffering. Now lie. Tinubu is still as popular as they come. Forget the noise you're seeing on Twitter. If a nation come today, Tinubu will win at least 17 to 18 states. Rap all this dancing we're dancing here. He will win the Southwest. The Middle Belt, I'm not sure. He might win the Middle Belt. He's in the North that he might struggle. Even in the South, I can call states is going to win. In the South, he might win Bayelsa. He might win
Akwa
Delta.
Ibom.
Ewo might
A-
not like to hear it. He
Akwa
might win
Ibom.
Akwa Ibom too. So,
No,
come on,
no, no,
Sierra
no, no.
Paul.
Stop it, stop it,
If
stop it.
everyone, these are emotions. If as Tinubu is today, if he's him and Atiku, oh, but he don't win Delta, he don't win all those things. This is one way they talk for you now. Turenshi, he go win him. So
Na lie.
okay, let the
Yeah,
coalition.
what is your quiz true?
Gerald, Gerald, are you there?
I think Jared has gone. I gave him chance to speak. He's going to listeners now. So there are people requesting, but the space is full, so I'm not sure on what to do.
Julia, can I quickly say something?
Okay.
All right. So I just a laugh for you. You know why I'm just laughing? Because I think most people think politics is just black and white. Because some people thought Buhari wants some people to go and put in the work. What is the work that people have put in the past? Bro, this is
Oh,
politics.
no, you know one work. Put in the work.
This is politics, right? And now numbers with a look. If everybody is there, make we look forget the numbers, they must be this person or it must be this region. There's no problem. Again, I keep saying it. Obi, no the hungry. Atiku, no the hungry. Erufai, no the hungry. Arechi, no the hungry. People where they hungry. Now them, they try fight. Me, I know they hungry. So, then we know, then lose, you don't concern anybody. But the truth still remains that I will not look at the coalition, I will not look at the ruling party to determine, look, emotions aside, if we have a southern candidate, like somebody that we should look at history, and we say, okay, this person will do 4 years. With what happened with Jonathan, do you think the North are ready to trust anybody for that again? Power sweet, my brother. When you take time, you go know. They're not ready for that. This is me being fair. Except, like you guys said now, whether you like it or not, Tinubu will still win some places. But when we look at the election itself in 2023, because people have been talking about figures, how many states did Tinubu win in the South? How many? I think only 4 or 5 in it. 4. Then Rivers 5. Rivers that we know how he won as well. That's the southern candidate. But it was the North that gave him the win. Remember? Because he had the Northwest governors and the Southeast governors behind him at that time. And Atiku still defeated the Atiku got most of his votes from the same North. Even including Buhari State. And even the Vice President State. So all these things over the talk. I go ask again. Do you want to win an election? Or you just want your candidates to be candidate. We can present your candidate, but do you want to win an election? I use the mic. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to let new speakers go now. Noni.
And then we'll
So
let Okoli speak after, and then after Okoli would be, or
let
he has dropped now. Okay.
let me just say what I'm gonna say is not long. I purposely just stick to mine because of Adamu. I wanted to ask him questions before I think network issue brought me down and stuff like that. He was on this space saying, and I know the kind of person those kind of people are. This kind of northern supremacy. You get feeling that you cannot win an election without the North. But Atiku has been contesting for years with the support of the North, and still he couldn't be president. Faced off this person, Buhari, faced off Tinubu. Yes, he brought an Igbo man, Obi, as his vice a period of time, and he gathered a lot of votes in the South. But when he contested again without Obi, he was penalizing in the South. You get? So what I'm trying to say is that Nigeria as a country, everybody needs everybody. And yes, there is no written constitution saying that oh it should be zoned to the south or it should be zoned to this thing. But I feel like everybody's Nigeria. I think one way or the other, people want to be represented. People want to actually feel that they belong in a country, that this is a country that they should call their own. Are we going to pretend as if there's no bias? Half of the time, anybody that comes from a certain tribe that gets into the seat of power, one way or the other, favors his own people. We know it. We are seeing it in this present government. But you cannot attain office in this country, no matter how strong you think you are, without an alliance. He mentioned Shagari. But Shagari picked an Igbo man as his vice to even secure the seat of the presidency. And analyze that, yeah, if he was done, it was going to be zoned back to the southeast, which they gave to Obasanjo for reasons I don't even want to talk about, but I think everybody knows on this space. You get? So I just, when I was listening to him, I just felt like, what was this guy saying? Oh, he knows that Atiku is popular in the north, and that is all Atiku needs. But I'm very, very sorry. Atiku will not win a single state in the southeast. That is clear. Even though Obi doesn't contest in the election, he will not win a single state in the southeast. In the south, I don't even think. I don't even think he's going to win a single state in the south. Down to him and Tinubu. Tinubu will win Delta State. He will win Rivers State. He will win Bayelsa State. He will win Akwa Ibom State. This is no jokes. He has been running with this so-called northern vote, and he hasn't achieved anything. Didn't get to the seat. So what is Adamu saying? Because as I was listening to his statement or whatever he was saying, I was confused. Nigerians have shown that they want a certain person. The ADC is not a tribal party. In fact, I try my best to make sure that I don't put this coalition in a tribal affair. Though many people try to push it there, but we have to make certain that there are sentiments. There will always be sentiments. When you want to bring a person, especially in this time of night, you have to respect Southern Nigeria and bring out a Southern candidate. It has to be done like that if you want to remove the present government. You have to respect the South. I mean, if I come on the TL and I see people saying Amici, 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 I won't be angry. I don't really care. But ask yourself this question. An Amici and an Obi, if they contest in that River State, do you think Amici will win Obi? Amici will not win Obi in the state, in his own state. Down, if you are saying, okay, let's do a free and fair election. Atiku has tried. Atiku has tried.
I think me personally, I don't know who the people that surround him. I don't know. They should just tell him the truth. He's getting old. He doesn't have it anymore. In fact, I feel like if you want to bring somebody, an Aerofi is a more attractive candidate than Atiku to me. Yes, to me. And when he was saying that people are coming online to insult Aerofi, I know the people that he was pushing it to. I'm going to make it clear. You will not, from my region, I'm an Igbo man, by my name, you will know. My people don't care. We are not going to carry anybody's cross. If you give us an OB, which I want the ADC to do, and maybe you make an Aerofi device, he gets the power, he's done. We will vote the person that the ADC bring, because this is how to play politics, and that is what we are going to do. We are not going to carry anybody's cross. We are not going to carry anybody's cross. And I hate when I come online and I see people trying to say, there's this indirect message they try to push as if the South don't have the power to bring somebody, or they don't have enough vote. I just don't understand the rhetorics. When you guys make your statement, you guys should always respect the fact that in the whole of Nigeria, southeastern Nigeria is the only region with 5 states, which means there are 1 state or 2 states less than every other region in the country, which is already a disadvantage. And yet they are still able to pull number. Yet the country recognized the political weight. We single-handedly carried PDP. It's not a joke. Anybody can come outside here and say whatever I want to say. We know what we did for Jonathan. We know what we did for him. If to the extent they had to do this kind of coalition to take him out, but we know what we did for him. You cannot win the #1 seat in Nigeria without an alliance. If you as a northerner think you can do it yourself, I want you to try. I promise you here, an Atiku will lose in 2027. Mark my words. If he is brought out, he will lose in a 2027 if he is brought out. Mark my word. I am saying it here. I'm not going. Mark my words. Everybody can come outside here and try to market their candidate. I want to market my candidate now. I'm from Anambra State, the same state that Obi is from. And I'm assuring people here that I'm going to try my very possible best to make sure Anambra produces more than 700k to 800k votes for Obi, to show that this is our person and we are going to. That is how to play politics. That is how you market a candidate. We know there are a lot of issues in the region and stuff, which by the grace of God we are going to solve. But this is me saying it now. I will do my possible best to make sure that if an OB is brought, he will get 700k to 800 in his own state. I don't even want to say the whole South, in his own state. We start from there. By the dynamic and the things I'm seeing, an Aerofighter that was afraid that, he was going to be the most, how will I put this word? I won't say desperate, because desperate, I just leave that word for Atiku. You get, I don't know, but I feel like maybe just say he was how will I put it, unpredictable person. He's not even vying or pushing to be the presidential candidate. I think maybe he wants the vice or another thing. Even he, in Nasir Rufai, that everybody is saying is unpredictable, is calm. I come online and I see PDP boys in this new ADC party saying all type of nonsense. Are you forgetting that Obi didn't have a single governor in the state when he got 6 million votes? How are we going to pretend that didn't happen in our eyes? Do you know the political weight and Obi holds? I don't understand when I come on this thing and I see people underrating this man. My brother, if you think the Southeast gave Obi numbers, if you think the South gave Obi number in 2023, I'm telling you, 2027, you will be shocked. You will be shocked. I'm not joking. If you think 2023, we gave him numbers. That we didn't give him numbers. The South didn't give him numbers. The Southeast didn't give him numbers. In 2027, you will see what numbers actually mean. I'm not trying to say we are not going to work with the North. I want to work with the North. I want to work with the North. But you have to respect me for me to respect you. I'm very, very happy and seeing that the North collectively have agreed that Tinubu is a bad president. I'm very, very happy. One of the rare things to happen, they agreed collectively that this man is not fit for the number one office in the country, and we want to get him out. Now you have to try to work with a candidate that has proven himself. Atiku, this is not the first time he has run for office. This is not the first time. He's known to. I don't please. I don't want to. I know what I'm going to say might be offensive, but he says. How will I put it now? Let me just say known for losing. Let me just put that word. He has been trying. He has been trying. He has been trying, and he has been losing. When will you rest? When will you rest? Because I can't. Yes, I understand everybody's sentiment, but I kind of feel it's sad that people are banking on Obi's weight, his political weight, his support to win an election without actually, I don't know how to put this word, considering him. You want to vice an Obi after all this work? Why? When the election ended, Atiku went. We did not hear anything concerning Atiku again. And that is how it has always been. Atiku loses an election, he goes to wherever he wants to go, whether it's Dubai or wherever he stays, and we don't hear about him till a year before election. He comes back, he does it, he loses again, he goes. A repeated habit. But you want me to pick him that I didn't hear anything concerning him. He wasn't campaigning, nothing to an Obi that has been. We have been hearing his voice everywhere. We have been seeing what he has been doing. We saw the insult that the APC don't even attack Atiku. Every day, they pile up insult upon this man because he dared contest to become president of the country. I'm very, very sorry. I want to conclude now. I'm very, very sorry. If I want to market my candidate, you get. I'm saying now, if you give me an OB, and the Southeast will produce more numbers than 2023. I am not capping. Hold me to my word. The South will produce more numbers than 2023. Hold me to my word. Everybody knows this is stronghold. So I'm going to market him first of all with his own stronghold.
Can you
Hello,
hear
can you
now?
guys hear me? Sorry, can you guys hear
Yeah,
me?
we can hear you now.
Sorry,
Yeah.
a call came in. I'm very, very sorry. A call came in, so I'm going to speak on his own stronghold. I'm sure everybody that is going to market this candidate is going to speak on his candidate's stronghold. If a Tinubu wants to market himself, he's going to speak on his own stronghold too. Everybody's going to speak. You understand? I'm saying that Anambra State, we are going to make sure that Anambra State produces more than 800K because we have the capacity. In my village, for example, in my village where I come from, I'm not going to say where I come from in Anambra State, they didn't bring ballot box there. I'm not lying. Not a single place there. They didn't bring it there for some reason. So I'm telling you that there was massive voter suppression in the Southeast. And that's why I'm very, very happy with this coalition because the ADC has proven that they have structure. And that's why I like. I see that they have this kind of structure. I'm sure that if Obi comes outside in the ADC, we will not hear the nonsense of saying that, oh, in my hometown, there is no voter ballot box. No, it's not going to be possible because we know that this party has a structure. I'm very, very happy with the coalition. I want to work with my Northern brothers. I want to work with the Yorubas in the party still. But what I'm saying now, as marketing my candidate now, as I'm marketing my candidate, is for you to give me an OB. Give us an OB. He has already said he's going to do 4 years. He said 4 years is enough for him. We're going to see if 4 years is enough for him.
And after he's done, whoever is his vice or whoever wants to come outside, bring it. And I promise you that the same support that is given to Obi will be given, even though the opposition brings an Igbo man as the head of the opposition. This thing, I am saying it here, that the same support that was given to Obi, that we are going to give to Obi, is the same support we are going to give to the next person that comes. We are going to run a party system, a perfect coalition. Thank you, Obi. Thank you, my Songa and my sister.
Okay, thank you. Okoli, please go.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Um, I won't take much time. I will because I'm going somewhere now. But I will just speak on the topic. My thought, I will just summarize everything. The politics, that's what we're doing here. We're trying to shape opinion, which is very good. But what I just want us to know is, please, whether you belong to a big camp, which I am a member, obedient, or you belong to Article camp, let us show respect in the way we marshal our points. It's very important. About the coalition, I strongly believe in the coalition and I will support it. And I've been supporting it. We'll be mobilizing where we are now. And I also believe strongly that coalition is the only way we can actually get rid of the incumbent government now. So I support it. Zoning, I'm a strong supporter of that. The ticket should be zoned to the south. Please. There's no option available for us. That ticket should be zoned to the south. And when we come to the south, the only person that can do it is Pure, no other person. All this talk about Amechi. Amechi is a good person, but Amechi cannot galvanize vote in the south compared to what Obi can do. Let the ticket be zoned to the south. The regional interest is I know Southeast is supporting POB and South will also support POB and the North Central will also be there. Then we need our comrades in the North to also help us to market PO in the Northeast and the Northwest. And with that, it's a short ticket. So in my own conclusion, I would just say that give us OP, then give us a VP like LO5. I really love the LO5, really, personally. I know I hear a lot of things people say about him, but personally, right from when I was in university, I loved that guy when he was the FCT minister. So if you give us that ticket, and I believe that LO5 should be able to galvanize votes from the North, you will be able to convince these top leaders in the North to support the ticket. If we're able to put up, if we put work on ground, I believe we'll win. Thank you very much. Thank you, the host and the co-host. I will be back. Please, you can take me down because I'm going somewhere now, please. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bishop, you have the floor. Bishop.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, good evening, everyone. Um, it's nice to be here again. And I was here a couple of days ago, I guess, probably on Sunday. And well, I believe maybe some progress has been made because everybody has, pitched their tent properly to where they want it to be. However, let me start on this premise. I would like us to please respect everybody's, you know, experience, everybody's history and experience. The same way you come on spaces or anywhere and say, or do a write up and say, you're not going to carry anybody's cross. Rufai is a good person. You don't care about Rufai's past. Rufai is this and that. It's the same way some people's nerves get tweaked when somebody say, Gowon is a saint. Gowon has done this. Gowon has done that. As much as yes, we feel you cannot put the numbers together. You cannot compare the numbers. Sentiment is sentiment. So when we should try as much as possible to just steer clear of those kinds of remarks. You understand? Because there are people that are genuinely hurt by El-Rufai. That is a fact, genuinely, and I'm one of them. However, on Sunday, I'm sure Obi can remember. On Sunday, I said I have no qualms working with El-Rufai. He's the one that is on my side now because I was never in APC. You dig? I lost personal stuff in 8 years. I'm from Southern Kaduna. I lost personal stuff, and I'm just one of the few brave ones that will come online. A lot of Southern Kaduna people don't even give a rat's ass about spaces anymore. They don't give a rat's ass about the coalition anymore. As much as there's a negligible number to a lot of people who think they have a region or a number, Southern Kaduna people still were the ones that made Atiku win Kaduna State with at least about 200,000 votes. Southern Kaduna still gave Peter Obi about 100 and something thousand votes. But Atiku won the state with like 200,000 votes, you know? And that is the only state in the Northwest that has given PDP all, it's only Southern Kaduna in Kaduna State in the whole Northwest has given PDP its block every time. So to disparage the people by saying you're not going to carry anybody's cross, trivializing an experience, I believe is quite wrong. Now, I even spoke to some people today who are Southern Kaduna guys that are going to go to ADC. They brought it up to me, so we're going to ADC, and these are Southern Kaduna guys, and some of them say, I know, yes, we did go with El-Rufai, because some of them were El-Rufai's SAs, some of them were his staff, and they're like, yeah, they're going there. So, but while accepting to do that does not mean forgetting their own experience or the experience of their brothers and sisters, or the way the society is painting them black for even aligning with the man. So that being said, let's have it at the back of our minds that let's just respect our experiences. People like us from Southern Kaduna, we don't give the rat's ass where anybody comes from, where the president comes from, because it is not going to affect us directly. There are 35 tribes or more, or 40 in Southern Kaduna alone, not Kaduna, just Southern Kaduna alone. There are like 40 tribes, and we not all of us can be minister, not all of us can be senator, not all of us can be House of Rep, none of us can be local government chairman, even in the tribes. There are local governments that have 5 tribes. You dig? So we don't care where anybody come from, where any president come from. They not go affect us. They not go do our roads. They not go do our bridges. They not go do. People will still be killed. They will not give us the security we deserve. You understand? So when we're even trying, and that goes as far as a lot of parts of go to Plateau State. There are about 70 tribes. Go to Adamawa. There are about 70 or 80 tribes. So there are people that are affected by people, by leaders, by minorities. There are a lot of people that are affected by these minorities we call politicians and leaders, by their actions or inactions. So we should just, be calming down sometimes. Let's not let our emotions take over how we want to move forward, with these things. Now, one thing I know for sure is this. That's my suspicion. I want you guys to remember this. When the primaries hold, probably next year, and Atiku is still running, I know what El-Rufai is going to do. I know what El-Rufai is going to do. El-Rufai is going to step down or ask his delegates to vote for Peter Obi. I know that's what he's going to do. I know that one. Me, I can vouch. I know the man very well. So it's not a prophecy, but I know that he's going to say, you guys just chill. As I have a block, I have maybe like 50 delegates or 100 delegates or whatever it is, but maybe like 50 or 30. Just wait. You guys, my delegates are going to go to so and so, to Peter Obi. Because yes, they too may feel there's a reason why power should remain in the South. You understand? So this alliance is not this coalition is not so much of an ethno-tribal thing, ethno-religious thing rather. It's a game. It's politics. Lay your case, sell your candidates. Don't think because Tambuwal stepped down for Atiku, Tambuwal is going to step down for Atiku again. Tambuwal must say this. Let me just step down for Peter Obi. Let me strike a deal with Peter Obi, and let Peter Obi take me as running mate. Northerners are not. How many Northerners supported Goodluck Jonathan? Plenty of them. Babangida Aliyu was there. It was with Jonathan. You can't just use one brush and just say Tambuwal used the religious sentiments to step down for Atiku, or Tambuwal is a serial betrayer. There are people that stood by Obasanjo 100%. Rufai stood by OBJ, fought Atiku against OBJ, fought Atiku to a point of embarrassment, you know. But here they are today, 5 and 6. So allow these politicians to play their politics on top, while you, like I said on Sunday, go and register with your unit, go and register with your ward, and carry and join the structure of the. There's no structure of ADC. Go register. Has anybody? I have spoken with people that you saw. Somebody was talking about Gombe PDP guys porting to ADC, and already they've already converted their state office to ADC office. Yesterday, somebody reached out to me. Now let me even tell you guys what happened in 2022. I lost my primary elections in my local government. The very next day, SDP called me that I should come to SDP and run. I said, no, they go more and leave me. Just chill first. A few days later, the next day, I came back to Abuja, and somebody sent me a message on Facebook. I'm not really on Facebook. I'm not on Facebook Messenger, so I saw the message on the Facebook page. He now said I should please try and reach him. He's from my hometown, and he now said, Bishop, we're gonna have ADC primaries tomorrow. We have a space to fill. Please come and pick up this form. Mogalo is going to win ADC ticket. So blah blah blah. I said, dude, please, I don't do politics like that. Just allow me first. Let me just chill. You understand? You know. Now there is no election I have not gone for since 2007 in my village, and I speak to my ward members every week, 3 or 4 times in a week. So let us not be on a treadmill. We've been talking about the same thing since emotion without progress, since Sunday, since Saturday, since last week. This person or nobody. Go register now. It's not just registering on that portal that they put on ADC. They know you for your village. Go and work the work there. You understand? There's no gyration that will make people sway, that will sway people to your side online. You have to sit down and make sure that you check your ward register. You know that, okay, there are 7,000 votes in my ward. How do I get 50% of this 7,000? And to just simply sit down and say, Tinubu go win Akwa Ibom. Yes, he may win. But how many people are there that will make him win? Oh, I just accepting that Atiku lost, saying Atiku is a serial loser. That means you agree in your heart that Atiku will be lost in 2019. It was not an INEC or an INEC thing and the use of incidence forms in some parts of the country. In 2023, by saying that Atiku lost, he's a serial loser. Atiku lost in 2023. That means Peter Obi too lost. You agree that it was not an INEC effect, right? No. So there are other denominators to these things. Right from 2007, even Yaradua agreed that the common denominator in our elections and selection of leaders has been INEC. I saw somebody posting a thread of videos yesterday laughing at Tinubu, sharing his videos of maybe gaffes and everything. Tinubu himself said 2022 that he doesn't come online, that they abuse him. He doesn't come online. They laugh Tinubu. But who is laughing now? Who is laughing now? The person everybody is losing sleep about is just there, and he's doing what he wants to do. Because he knew that he wanted this thing more than any other person. While we were all over the place ranting about, this is what we want, so we want, this, it must be this or that, it must be this person's, it's this person's turn or that person's turn. They were there on the chessboard thinking of, how am I going to push these pawns just to get a checkmate? How am I going to push these rooks and everything? You know? So there is more at stake. And now is the time to get into that system. Believe me, if you wait for next 2 months, you're not going to get space to enter your local government structure for ADC or whatever, whichever party you want to be part of. You know go day. If you want to wait for Peter Obi, bros, Politicians, they change party 3 times within a cycle, an election cycle season. Bros, go enter ADC, wait for Peter Obi for there. Enter there first. Before you enter, if Peter Obi can't decide go PDP, then you should go PDP. I have an authority also that Peter Obi, people are touting him to come back to PDP. People are, in fact, there's one of my very, 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 very close friends that is always on TV that has told me that Peter Obi is coming back to PDP. But should I believe it? I don't know. But they know that they are working. Peter Obi is too smart to just jump on that bandwagon and say, okay, now nobody, the coast is clear, make I go there. But when already we know that Oga Wike has already sworn that he's going to scatter the party, and then there are people too right now that are even against Wike, but they too want to help Wike scatter the party. So PDP, of course, nobody go. In fact, one of the reasons why all these governors are porting out of PDP is because there is intel that from the PDP is going to be factionalized, deliberately factionalized by next year. As there's going to be a walkout from their convention, it will be deliberately factionalized, and anybody that is elected on the ticket of PDP, the Court of Appeal could just twat that election, because Senate elections stop at the Court of Appeal. You know, so that's why everybody's trying to play safe. I rather go to APC now as a governor to make sure that I take total control of the structure, finance the structure of the party, fight the battles, use state's power, might, and win every opponent that was there as a landlord in the APC, get the president's buy-in, and then we move. That's why everybody's trying to secure. I heard Adeleke is going to go to APC. I don't know if he has gone, but I heard. You know, so these are the things. So rather than us just being quite emotional and pushing our desires online, let's just go to the trenches. Make everybody go trench. Carry your card. If like now, they don't carry ADC go court, they made them come out David Mark. So just go. David Mark has already collected card. If it means David Mark leaving ADC and going to ADA if it is registered, or going to another party if it's registered, or they have something up their sleeves, then you also are at liberty to follow them, because right now, even Peter Obi will follow all over the place. Ima don't go like 4 political parties for Niger. So there is no shame again in jumping from one party to the other in Niger. Anybody who want to use that, hold on to those principles. I know governors, I know former, opposition leaders in states where the current governors, now them they service them and they're bragging about it. I Nabashi $1 million last week. Last week Nabashi Kwangela million had Eri. Last week I gave 100 million naira contract. And last week I gave them 30 million to go and share. Guys, they are giving opposition leaders money. So don't be following these some of these opposition leaders and losing sleep over them. If Peter Obi go here, now your guy follow and go there. But where it's safe to be at now, just go to your ADC, because the vacuum you're going to live is going to be you're going to live there by not even showing interest. It's going to be, that void will be filled by probably a charlatan that tomorrow you go to your village to go and contest elections. You say, we don't know you for village, we don't know you. When they come, just go there so that you'll be part of the ESCO in the ward, so that even when it's time to give appointments, you go there. You are fighting for change. You're fighting for, this change starts with you. Go and change your behavior from being an online warrior. Go to the trenches and start with your unit, start with your ward and everything. Because even if Peter Obi becomes president, there's only so much he can do if he doesn't have the National Assembly in his back. Obi, you remember I said that on Sunday, and I'm going to keep emphasizing and re-emphasizing that. Obedience, don't be losing sleep about who is your president. Just make sure you have 60% of both national assemblies. Senate, just get 60 senators. House of Assembly, House of Rep, just get 200 House of Rep. Winner, pure Obi people, so that if there is anything that president that is Obi's Oga, or the president Obi is his vice, anything move he wants to make, and you know that it is against the principles of justice and equity, fight it. But what do you think Obi will do if he has only 50 obedience in the National Assembly? He will share money, you now be money bags now, or the same thing that you're afraid of now, those APC, PDP guys will now port to ADC because Obi is president. They will now come dissolve the potency that you thought you had, and we're back to square one. So rather than focusing on all this Nami or Nahimo, go join structure, go vie for office, go if you want to be politically active like that, just go. If you don't want to be politically active, go and sponsor candidates to victory in your locality. Thank you very much. I still did Mike. Cheers.
All right, Bishop, I want to ask you about the delegates, right? How many delegates per ward? Like, okay, the party that you worked with, how the delegates structured? Is it one per ward or one per LGA?
It's 3 per ward. You know, initially before the 2022 Electoral Act came into action, it was, you know, the party ESCOs, you know, so it was about 100 and something per local government. You know, so you have the local government ESCO, you had the ward ESCOs, like chairman and vice chairman of the wards. Then you had stakeholders of the local government. You know, then you had just random stuff. You know, it was about 120 something delegates. But after the Electoral Act came into play, it was 3 per ward. So in my local government, there were 30. I mean, there were 33 because it was 3 per ward. We have 10 wards, so 3 delegates per ward, 30. Then I think local government party chairman and I think one other person or some random numbers like that. So there were 33 of them pretty much, you know. So, but then for the presidential delegates, there's going to be, they're going to streamline them. So I think it's going to be 1 per local government, 1 or 2 or something like 1. I think it's 1 per local government, you know. So the local government will not do an election again, delegate election. Now, let me tell you how this delegate selection, let me just call it selection, not be election, is. That is where the whole thing, corruption starts. Because let me tell you what one of my stakeholders told me. He said, he just smirked that, do you think those delegates that you see were not selected by people and they're going to do those people's biddings? Oh, so you think whatever you go and tell them, that's what you give them money, and you beg them, and they'll just do what you're doing. They are there to represent. It was people that put their names there in the list. Now these party leaders, former ministers, former whatever appointees, elected officials, they're the ones that run these party structures. And when they want to pick these guys, they just say, okay, in fact, you people we don't even sabi write their names. They don't even sabi write, say, my name is so and so, I'm from so and so place, I have so and so children. They know sabi, but they will be delegates. You understand? And during the primaries, I just said, chaps, I saw the delegates. I said, gentlemen, take this money. But this money, I am not giving you, because I knew how much people were going to drop. And I said, I'm not going to drop that money. But take this money for your effort for even coming for the primaries. You know, I'm not going to give you X amount. Make it come be like, say, I did bribe you for your vote. Because I've seen that. And I've seen that this thing is kind of like, XYZ. Now, there were some people that broke bank. When they broke bank and the elections went, didn't favor them, they sent out bounty hunters to get their money back. I'm sure you must have heard some of those stories. They sent bounty hunters, and that my friend, one of my friends that contested with me, he sent out bounty hunters. He gave some money, and they refunded his money. So the delegate selection, please, like I said, from the local governments, let's start from there. Get some level of control. I know a lot of guys on spaces have influence to their hometowns. That is a given. I know that one. Definitely, people have that influence. People can make phone calls. People can say, okay, they come village tomorrow. Especially in the southeast, where most of the southeast is cosmopolitan. There's rarely any village in the southeast. So everywhere for southeast, now town, pretty much. 90% of the southeast, pretty much, I can call it town. You know, I mean, I've been to Anambra, and I've been to Enugu. I've been to, so I've at least even for Agolo, that Peter Obi's stretch. There no village there now. That Agolo side.
Yeah, so in the southwest, we have 95 local government and then 1,246 wards.
According to, I think, official records, Anambra State does not have any rural area
Exactly. Exactly.
based on government designation. Anyway,
Uh-huh. So you see, so you can see that everybody with these spaces, with the internet, where they do internet politics, has influence in their hometowns. You know, so I want us to try and prevail on those family members, those colleagues that are in the home, those villages. Let them understand that you are interested in even becoming not only for East, you go see person will be professor, they do local government chairman, doctor, and a councillor. Not only for there now, for South, not only for that kind of area now. You come up north, oh boy. Now person they play this kind of guitar for markets. Now they go they look for councillor. This kind of local guitar. We no sabi, we no even finish primary school. You understand? So let us use. I mean, you go to the southwest, it's the same thing. There, it's a phone call away. You know, reach out to these guys, get into the structure. Let's us. Okay, let me give you guys one story, please. Sorry to digress. I know some people are raising a lot of people are raising their hands, but I beg, make I just say. I told one of my guys, he's from Imo. He was a colleague of mine in the federal government back then. Before I resigned, though, the guy said, I said, guy, you see this 2023 elections, bar. It's a conflict of conscience and principles. They may seem alike. They may seem alike. But see, conscience will tell anybody that power should go to the southeast, not to the south. Conscience, that is me. But principles are that I'm a PDP member and waiting PDP give me now I go vote. Those are principles. And somebody might be there on the side saying, I beg, which kind of principles? But at what point do we start now? They say there's no ideology. Okay, at what point do we start to create people that seem to have those ideologies that will stick to their guns and say, okay, I'm going to follow my principles, not let my emotions or conscience prevail over me. If conscience can be, you do something bad, they catch the wrong person, you still choose not to confess that it's you and walk scot-free. That person suffers, no problem. You might be anyhow. You saved one person. You saved yourself. But principles are that you're standing on what a community is expected. That is your inner community is expected of you. So as much as conscience and principles may be intertwined, but that is one of the things that shaped my choice in 2023. And I shit you not. Sorry for my profanity, but if Peter Obi carried his ticket and El-Rufai na VP, I told some people, El-Rufai is going to come. The rhetoric is El-Rufai is going to come and finish what he started in Southern Kaduna and the Middle Belt. I said, no, come on, man, guys, it's politics. But you see, I would have an uphill task of convincing people otherwise in the North that it's El-Rufai that is his VP. That is not to say he cannot win. No. Now,
you
do
mean in
not.
the middle belt?
Yeah, of course. In the middle, I would just call it North generally, But I know some people don't like it, take offense to that. But I mean, geopolitically speaking, we're talking politics. Geopolitically speaking, there.
No, I had to point it out because it seems that people from the core northern states and northeast don't really have issues with El-Rufai. All right, except maybe people from your area, right? Southern Kaduna and the rest of Middle Belt. That's why I had to. Maybe I'm
All right.
not from there. You can correct me, anyways.
Okay, let me correct you. a bit. Do you know that Sule Lamido, who is one of the most principled actors, that's one of the guys, like he says, Bishop, go this way, I'll go that way. Pretty much like in this political cycle now. Because the guy is straight up. Straight up. He says it as it is. As a politician of the 70s and 80s, which he is. And from Kano State, he's from Jigawa, but they were all in Kano State. They were all Kano State. So they are very, very straight up Kano people. And when it comes to political sagacity and insults, in the north, in the northern part of the country, Nakano gets that Agbero level of politics if they want to initiate it. So Alamido said everything he needed to say about El-Rufai, that why is he leaving the APC? Did he not say that there were Sule Lamido did not? Let me just cut this long story short. He's not a fan of El-Rufai, but were they not sitting on the same table recently? So Sule Lamido and his apostles are not El-Rufai fans, and there are a lot of people from the north. Is apart from, look at Suleiman Hunkwi. Go to Zaria. If Shehu Sani goes to Zaria, he's going to pack a lot of weight. You see people following him. If Suleiman Hunkwi goes to Zaria, you see people following him. These guys were never governors, but these guys are fighting El-Rufai. If Yakawada, who is the chairman of Northwest Development Commission, goes to Zaria, that's one of the players that always delivers. Everybody's going to. That's one of the hardest grassroots politician in Kaduna State. He's not an El-Rufai guy. In fact, he left El-Rufai when El-Rufai came. He was secretary to the state government during Patrick Yakowa that passed, and in 2015, when El-Rufai became governor, he quietly thinned out from the political scene because he knew that they could not function together. But as soon as El-Rufai left the APC, there has been a lot. Have you not noticed that in Kaduna State and some parts of the Northwest, there's been a lot of people now finding the APC not a bad, such a bad place to be? So yes, there are people that would always align with El-Rufai, but it's always for the political goal, which, of course, like for me, if, like I said, my principles would always, at some point, prevail. If El-Rufai and Obi, in fact, I'm going to find one. In fact, in our next spaces, I'm going to find one tweet that I made about last year or so. I said if Obi and El-Rufai team up together, it's a slam dunk. For those who play basketball, of course, you know what that means. It's an alley hoop.
It's an alley hoop.
You know. So
The biggest slam dunk ever. I always say that ticket will actually sell more than the article B currently.
So it's a slam dunk. Now, at the same time, I spoke one of my. Well, I've never said this story before publicly, but let me just say it today. Let me just say it for the first time today. In 2020, it's about 4 years now. It's pretty much, I think 2021, 4 years. I went for an event in Adamawa State. So I sat down with my friend. And I said, dude, is your old man running? He said, well, he has not declared interest yet, but I think, yeah, most likely he's going to run. I said, I said, but don't you think there'll be a lot of roadblocks and so many things against him, considering it's a north to north transition that would mean it's a Fulani to Fulani, it's an old man to probably another old man, it's just so many things that that may come up. But I said, and of course, I said, don't you think, for instance, yeah, he should run, oh, but when he runs, I said, guy, how old are you? He said his age. I said, but your old man started playing politics when he was younger than you, right? He said, yeah. I said, okay, you're a public officer too, private sector guy. You've grown big in the private sector. You're not in the public sector. Don't you think if your old man runs, gains traction at the primaries, he now uses you to bargain as a chip that, okay, Obi, I go support you, but you got to carry my son as your running mate. I said, you know that'll be the first time in Nigeria's history. I'm just saying this I'm just saying this is a personal story, so I shouldn't even be sharing it, I said, it'll be the first time in Nigeria there'll be 2 vice presidents from the same family. And it'll be the first time, at least, your dad's dream may be achieved through you, not him. That's just something you should look at. So he was like, wow, that's quite interesting. I never looked at it that way. Okay, why don't you know what you do? Anyway, I know he's gonna run, but you know what you do? Just